Welcome to our Global Voices interview series. I'm Lana Wong, and we're right here in the middle of the World Bank IMF spring meetings. Of the thousands of delegates here for this week, I think I may be here with some of the youngest attendees. Lucky us. We are here with 16-year-old Ishita Gupta and 17-year-old Nhi Doan, who just won the World Bank Financial Times blog competition. The theme of the competition was Reimagining Education, and since both of these young women are juniors in high school, I think their views are super relevant. So, welcome to Global Voices, and first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
What a thrill for you both, and a thrill for me to talk to you, because I've actually been an advocate for youth voices for a very long time. So I'm really happy that we were able to get you both here sitting in front of us now to have this conversation. So I was at the Learning Revolution event earlier, and I got to see you all go on stage. So I would love to know, was this something you expected when you entered the competition, and how did you feel being announced the winners today?
Well, for me, it was quite a nice surprise, actually. As long as I submitted the entry, I just completely forgot about the contest. And I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got the email from Arathi, and I thought like, who's this person? So I was like really surprised that I actually am the finalist and the winner, one of the winners.
That's great. Yeah.
For me, it was like, I really wasn't expecting it either. I'd actually lost all hope. So the results were supposed to come out in March, and 2-3 weeks of March came and went, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's not happening. And then I come home, I'm having a really bad day, I'm just about to sleep, and I see a message from Arthi, and I'm just like, who is this? Maybe it's a teacher from my school. So I'm like, I open it up, and it says congratulations, and it's from the World Bank, and I'm just like, oh my god! And I was like screaming, and
That's great.
it was great. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great story. And so how did it feel today in the event?
I'm feeling like, so before coming to the World Bank, I feel like everyone is gonna wear this, this crazy dead face. They're gonna be so serious, and but
Do I
coming
look
here.
dead and
No,
serious?
in no way. But since coming here and watching all of these people talking, watching everything that's going on, I think it's been a great experience. There are many people who are committed to investing in human capital and leveraging the education in many countries. That's been a great experience.
Great.
Yeah, I guess same here. There's so many incredible people, there's so many incredible ideas going around, and like Nhi said, everyone's so nice. They're very they're so nice to us. I didn't expect that. I thought everyone would kind of just ignore us, but everyone's like, congratulations, you guys are amazing. It's really nice. When we were up on stage, it was just such a great feeling, because everyone here is just so nice. They're so smart. Everyone here is, yeah.
Well, you are too, and that's why you won. I have to say, I read your pieces and I was blown away. Of course I read your pieces, are you kidding? No, so really impressive writing, really impressive thinking. And I was interested because both of your essays, of course, talk about technology and how it will change the future of learning. So what do you think, in your experience, are some of the positive and negative effects of technology in education?
I actually think technology already is changing the education system. It's not a good thing in the future. It's happening now.
Yeah.
We have websites like Khan Academy, Coursera, which are offering really high quality resources free of cost. And this is amazing because students, before they were limited by the capabilities of their teachers, their school, now they have access to all the education in the world. They can learn anything. There's no limit. And also, I think for the future, it's already happening. There's Google and a lot of other companies are experimenting with virtual reality in classrooms. And if this becomes normal, it could actually change the whole world. Because think about it, you're in a geography class, and instead of reading it from a textbook, you actually put on your headset and you're transported to, for example, the Andes, and you're able to see the different rock formations, and that really allows you to connect with the content that you're learning with. and really remember things. It's not memorizing that the rocks are red, but actually looking at what's around you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And for me, I just want to emphasize that besides that online experience, that virtual reality experience, it's really important in this age to integrate that with like face-to-face interaction, personal connection as well. So I think having this kind of like blended experience in the classroom is critical to developing like kids like critical analysis and like thinking skills. And besides that, I think that technology is giving us like very important opportunities. The world is moving at a high speed, and like there's gonna be like new jobs that are like appearing, and new jobs that are being destroyed, and the skills that we need for today might not be the skills that we need for tomorrow. So one thing I can see that the world is moving towards that is like schools could implement like pop-up classes into the classrooms, into the school systems. So like pop-up classes that are that respond to world issues like that are happening in real time, and like they can bring together students and professors and even like professionals from different disciplines together to create these kind of like collective imagination and collective problem solving. That would be the way I see it.
That's excellent. Sounds great. I want to be part of that. Now you mentioned blended learning, and
Yes.
And teachers obviously are critical in the learning process. But with this whole advent of AI and VR and all the new technologies, how do you see their role changing, and how do you feel that they can add value, obviously, to the process?
Already, I feel like teachers will always be a really important part of the learning process now and in the future. So learning it's always been a social experience. We learn from our friends, we learn from our families, and obviously we learn from our teachers. So although you can learn from the internet, you're never gonna be able to replace a person who's there to answer your questions. Perhaps in the future, I could see the role of a teacher changing into maybe someone who's more of a mentor rather than someone who directly gives you the content. They could be more like a catalyst for learning. They could speed it up. So they could help answer your doubts, like nurture your curiosities, maybe give you like projects to work on. And although you might like see this as a bad thing because we might need less teachers, it actually isn't, because when the responsibility of a teacher reduces as a result of increased technological intervention, like there are already apps that allow students to like get their homework graded, like et cetera, et cetera. These apps can replace some of the harder jobs of the teachers, and teachers can actually have more free time to work professional jobs alongside learning. And this would make it a more accessible profession, so anyone could become a teacher. Someone who works, for example, even like a lawyer, a law teacher, a lawyer could actually teach alongside doing his actual job. And this would greatly help students and teachers, because the kind of people teaching would be better equipped, more like with more experience, just a better learning experience for the students and obviously the teachers.
I actually agree with like Ishita's opinions, and building on that, I think that today gaining access to information isn't as a problem anymore as in the past. So in the past, teachers were like the sacred holders of knowledge. They were like the ones who teach students. But like today, kids have access to all of these sources of information. They're like abundant, ubiquitous. So what I see the role of teachers being right now is that they can develop. Their role can evolve into that of mentors who guide students how to navigate themselves in such uncertain world, and like in a data-saturated world. Kids really need to critically analyze and synthesize information that we receive, not just like mindlessly.
Especially on the internet, there's so much information. You really need someone. Like without a teacher, I'd probably be lost.
Yes, and on the ethical part of like receiving information and acting on that as well.
Great. Wow, you two are both so brilliant. This is great. So I would love to ask, what would be the one thing that you would want to change currently in your educational experience?
So for me, I would have to say I would want to change the mentality of students and even like parents or teachers towards grades and test scores. I feel like people are obsessed with test scores and like grades right now. It's come to a toxic extent that people don't really collaborate. Instead, students like measure their worth over like each other based on test scores, and and that even leads to another problem that leads to is that like students and teachers and even like parents think that good grades can get you to a secure job, but that isn't like the truth anymore, because we're living in a fast-paced world, and like I said earlier, everything that is happening today might not be the things that happen tomorrow. So it's very important to develop in students that kind of like ever growing curiosities and like lifelong learning, instead of just like looking for like other people's grades and like just comparing themselves. And maybe one thing to tackle that is to implement like the honor system into the school, so that grades can be made confidential, and so that way students aren't competing with any other kids, they're just competing with themselves and like measuring their progress.
But don't you think kids would still compare,
But if like students don't know each other's grades, like it would be an impolite thing to ask for grades.
So it's like a rule that you don't have to, you're not allowed to share your grades.
Oh, I see, right.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like,
yeah.
It's like a culture.
Right.
A change
That's
in
a culture
culture.
shift, a mindset shift
Yes.
to get away from the rat race. Yeah, no, good point.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything she just said. Like, it's reached such an unhealthy amount that I go to school in India, and there are people are willing to like cheat in order to get good grades. So it's like that takes away the real reason behind learning. A lot of the times kids don't even know why they're learning. You ask them, why are you taking this, like why are you studying? And they say, to get a grade in an exam.
Yeah,
That's not why
exactly.
you're studying. You're learning because you want to be able to use that information to build it somewhere else. And in one of the talks, I actually heard someone say, our education system teaches students not how to ask questions, but how to answer questions. And that is so true. Like, just because I can answer certain questions in the test paper doesn't make me smart. Like, there's so many other ways to be smart. And I think also the current, again, like it's too much based on grades. Like there's so many other ways you can measure a person's abilities, especially through teamwork projects based on the content. So although the kids are still learning something on the content, like whatever their syllabus is, they're also using it, they're implementing it, they're thinking of it in new, different ways. And also,
can I ask, have you had project-based learning at your own school?
Not really. They do, like we have it occasionally, like once in a while. Like in economics, once our teacher made us research about the fall of the Indian airline industry. So yeah, it was actually like a part of our syllabus is the debate of nationalization versus privatization. And I mean, she could have chosen just to like teach us the points and move on, but she actually encouraged us to read about like Jet Airways and the Indian Airlines and why they're failing. And through that, we actually learned like the benefits of nationalization and privatization through our own research. Like we saw it happening, which is why we understood. When you connect with the examples, when you see, like especially with something like social sciences, when you see it happening, that's when it really sticks with you, not when you write it down in your notebook and forget about it.
Completely agree.
Absolutely agree. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you two are amazing students, I'm sure, despite the great talk and all that rat race. So I'd love to ask, who is your favorite teacher and why? Because
so I have this question is like quite easy for me because I already have a teacher in mind. She is my sociology teacher, and she's also the head of the personal development or the student life program at my school. And I just love the way that she teaches our classes, because for each class she brings up a new method of teaching. And she even lets us like do contemporary sculptures out of recycled materials to represent like different concepts in sociology and other for example, like, is social media good or bad? What do you think? Or like make sculptures to represent religion, or like to represent your understanding of social class. I think that's a really creative way of like letting the kids learn by themselves and not teaching them like bullet points. And that's like just one example of the great things that she brings to class.
I love it. Sounds great. And you?
I actually don't have a favorite teacher. There are like things I like about each of my teachers, and I think I fill in the gaps on my own. So I think what I do like is
maybe
like
pick out the qualities
that
that
I maybe like I said, my economics teacher, she makes us do a lot of research-based projects, and I really like that because, like I said, it makes the learning stick better. I used to take history last year, and we would do a lot of debates in class, and I think that really helped me, especially with my essay writing. I really enjoy history class because we spend so much time understanding like other perspectives through actual real debates. And I really like my science teacher. I mean, she's a good teacher, but it's mainly just because we have a lot of fun in her class and she jokes around a lot.
Well, learning should be fun too, right?
Yeah, but I think definitely my favorite teacher for me would be the internet. I spend a lot of time learning from the internet. I would say 90% of what I've learned has definitely been enhanced by using the internet. Khan Academy is something I use a lot.
Wonderful.
They actually have this great, like really amazing philosophy of mastery-based learning. So they teach students not for test scores, like Nhi said, but for mastery. So the way our current education system works is that we have a set syllabus, a set time frame. They don't care if you've understood or not. January's over, we're moving on. But the problem with that is, for example, take math. If you're going to teach kids algebra, and some kid hasn't understood, and then the next day you're on calculus. But if someone hasn't understood the basics, how are they going to build? If there's there's not a strong foundation, the whole building is going to collapse. And that's why I really think online with mastery-based learning, it's helped me a lot personally, because I can go back. In class, there's not enough time to go back and come back to like things I'm missing, but online I can watch the videos over and over again, take notes until it like really sinks in. Yeah.
And even like when you have moved on with your like to other like higher stages of learning, the foundational concepts can always come back and be like tested at random times just to make sure that you're really mastered. Yes, you've really mastered the topic. So I think that's a really great thing about online education.
Okay, great. And I might just ask you one final question. I know you're both very young, but you're so talented and bright. I'm just curious, do you have an idea of what you'd like to do in the future?
He knows a little better than I do.
So right now I'm exploring sociology. I'm taking a sociology course at my school. It's an elective course, and I'm actually doing like a little a small independent research project. So I go like to a neighborhood and I just observe people and just record their behaviors and stuff. It's really cool to me. But my parents are like, you must learn computer science because it's the technology age. And okay, I think I'm not that good in like the natural sciences or like math, but yeah, like technology is critical in the future. So I think I'm gonna combine those two in some way. Maybe sociology on technology.
Sounds good to me.
I actually have no idea. I actually have a problem. Like anything I learn, I really start enjoying it. But maybe like I'm leaning towards maybe like economics or biochemistry, I'm not sure. But like after spending so many days at the World Bank, I mean, I've always wanted to go into international relations as well, but like today it's like after being here for a week, it really seems like it might be what I want to do.
Well, that's exciting.
I'm not sure. I've got to figure it out.
Well, thank you both. Congratulations again. And Honestly, it's been a thrill to talk to you both, and I want to thank the online audience as well. Please follow along on worldbank.org, live.worldbank.org for the rest of the events this week, as well as other Global Voices interviews, which are all online. And join the conversation by using the hashtag WBG Meetings. I'm Lana Wong, and thank you so much for joining us.